You're watching New Car Spin. I'm Brian, and this is the Lexus GX, otherwise known as G-Unit. Look at this thing. I have had it for a week. It's been raining like crazy here in Texas. This thing has been great for me. As you can tell, I did not off-road it like your average GX owner won't. And this one is the Overtrail Plus, and I guess you could tell by the black door handles. This one's a little different because it's probably a pre-production model. It doesn't have the massage seats. It also doesn't have what you'd expect it to have, which is back here. Let me show you that right now. It does not have a third row seat, so it has a very large rear trunk space, but it does have like the seatbelt mounting points, and it does have a little bitty storage piece here. No jack. That's not a jack. I don't know where the rest of it is, but it also doesn't have vents in the roof in the back, unlike the Platinum or Premium, whatever it's called, the luxury version. The spare tire is actually below. And, well, I know people who have the current GX, which is, 14 years old? 2 people that I know got into this, and they were turned off by it. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos where people are turned off by it. I own a Land Rover Discovery. I am also slightly turned off by it, and I'll explain that right now. See, the way it works is, in order for civilization to carry on and move forward, basically it needs a new language, right? And if you're going to go retire and move to France, or retire and move to Mexico or Spain, you need to learn the language. If you're going to be good at programming and you want to excel and get a new job and go work somewhere else, you need to learn a new language. And car manufacturers talk about design language. Look at this. If you are a current GX owner, you're going to have to like it in order to continue owning one. And that's very polarizing for all of the current GX owners, because once they get inside here, they throw up. They have a heart attack. They don't want it anymore. They feel like, I don't know, something has gone wrong. And I can tell you, coming out of a Land Rover Discovery and into this, it feels a lot smaller than my Land Rover. Even current GX owners say it feels a lot smaller than the existing or outgoing GX. One thing they really puke on, the fabric or the material on these seats. It's not real suede, and it's not real leather, and it's just a big turnoff. They go $75,000 for this, but it doesn't have real leather. And I agree. If it's going to be some rugged, outdoorsy, off-road thing, you're going to be camping, you're going to get campfire smoke in your vehicle, you definitely want leather that can be wiped down. You don't want something that's going to absorb smoke and dirt and whatever. And so you look around and you go, holy Lord, that's a lot of plastic. It is. It's everywhere. It's soft here, but not... I found it. Not there. I mean, granted, you're going to have plastic in a car, but you're never going to have plasticky wood. This is like a little bit of overload. I will tell you, the cool box does work well. I actually had a chocolate bar in here, and this thing was off, and it was parked here outside in Texas on a hot day. The chocolate did not melt. We don't have a mirror here that flips into a screen like it does on the Prius, which is kind of weird, because you'd figure you're going to have this thing loaded up all the time anyway. You're going to have all your junk in the trunk, and you have no... What? They must have had an intern on the mirror department, I'll tell you that. They went, oh yeah, the FJ mirrors are cool. And that's all they did. But they didn't think ahead. And they didn't think, well, you might have a truckload of crap in the back because you're an overland expeditioner guy, and we're going to call this the Overland. Whoops, nope, we can't, because we can't trademark Overland. So we're going to call it the Overtrail, and then we're going to forget to put on a mirror here that's going to be the rear camera. Whatever. Anyway, it's afterthoughts like that. Some people wish they had the new pad here on the NX and the RX. It's disappointing, I guess, to people to have these old buttons on there. And I guess it's like all these little things just keep flopping, and there's a flop and a flop. I thought this was a wireless charger. It was kind of cool. It's not. It's just a weird waste of space fancy design for an outlet you will never use, which is odd. And that outlet, you know, I have several in my Land Rover that are down here. They're like back here. Obviously in this model we don't have the rear HVAC controls. I don't understand what's going on here, but that's okay because we have heads-up display. And this is the thing about a new language. You know, you have to realize the language here is less is more. No. Doing more better with less. God, if I went back to my days working at Disney, surviving 6 rounds of layoffs, you'd think I would remember what their mantras were. Oh, yeah. It's called suffer. So here we go. I don't have a suede headliner. We need that in here, Toyota, Lexus. Are you listening? People want a G-Wagon for Toyota money. People want a G-Wagon with Toyota reliability. Suede headliner, number 1. Real leather seats, number 2. Wood, actual wood, number 3. This is $75,000. I don't know why there's no cell phone wireless charger here, but there should be, and there are on other models. We have our drive modes, we have the select, you know, to whatever, and this is what I want to get to, and then I'll end this video, because I'm not going to off-road it. The closest to that I could get is basically going through a car wash. These modes, right there, Sport Plus, Sport, Normal, Comfort, they all have different modes for the way that the vehicle rides in on the road. It's like a suspension setting change as well. There we go. So what I've noticed over the week is, I'll roll the windows down. I have to part of my hair because I just woke up. No, actually, I've got the windows down so my hair goes crazy. The sunroof is in a good spot. I got a lot of air here. It's very, very open. And when I drive this thing, I feel very high up. I feel very in command. I feel very Land Rover-like with the way I can just ride in this thing. So I have a somewhat of a good view, which I would assume is good for off-roading, but I also have this camera system here, which is great if I want to pull into a car wash and line my tires up with the thing, whatever that thing is. I could have probably gone off-road a little bit, but not really. So the way it works is with this suspension is it articulates and the KDSSE thing, you know, gets these wheels moving. But the problem is, as we go off-road, we don't really care. But when we're on-road, the way this thing rides is a little, how would I say? There's a lot of body roll. So I like comfort mode on Dallas streets that really suck. I like sport mode on the freeway, but we really need to figure out a way to disconnect the suspension drive mode from the rest of the vehicle drive mode. I don't need a soft suspension and soft steering all the time. And this is where the Ineos Grenadier comes in, because right now this car is $75,000, but dealers want $100,000 for it. And at that price, I could get an Ineos Grenadier, and I could be the true off-roading overlander. Sorry, what is that one called? Trial Master. Not Trail Master, but Trial Master. You guys are just really swing and miss in your name department. Anyway, the body roll in this thing is concerning, and it comes with the Overtrail, the drive modes with the suspension setup, and I don't think it's really necessary. I think if this thing was just either really plush or really firm, people who go off-road would just accept it for what it is and make the modifications they want. But now that you have this, you can't modify it. So that's the only downside. I would say you need to learn a new language. You need to get used to it. You're gonna have to get used to this interior. You're gonna have to just accept more money for less things, more for less in that way. And once you do, you'll realize this thing's actually pretty good. It's not bad, except for the fact that the suspension is going to need some work. It just has too much body roll. And it does have like a bit of a porpoising or a bounce. I don't know how to describe it. But if you're not used to a Land Rover Discovery or Defender or a Range Rover or maybe the Ineos Grenadier, you're going to get in this thing and you're going to be like, wait a second. And if you're used to the old GX, you're going to look in here and you're going to go, wait a second. So essentially what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to learn that this is just the new way. This is the new design language, and just go with that. We're not going to call it cheaper. We're not going to call it worse. We're not going to call it better or more technology savvy. We're just going to say this is the direction they're going, and you're going to have to accept it, and you will like it. Because frankly, what are your other options? You really don't have any. What I would say is never pay over sticker for a vehicle. So if you want one of these, you might as well just wait for the 2025 hybrid. All right. Thanks for watching. If you want to see it off-road, go watch someone else's channel. Otherwise, like, subscribe, leave a comment. I love you. See you later. Okay. Bye.